This is the Fox 25 News at 11.
Hey, good morning, and thanks for joining us today for Fox 25 News at 11. I'm David Chasanov. How's it looking out there, Elliot?
Well, a lot better than it was just a couple of days ago with that polar vortex moving through. But now we've got some nice quiet conditions out there, but it is still on the chilly side. We have a cold front that's tracking over the southern portion of the state now. You can see where that line kind of is dividing the clouds and the clear skies. That's where that front is right now. So temperature is not going to be warming up a whole lot today because of that cold front moving through, but still going to feel at least fairly good out there. We have wind chills only in the 30s, which is way better than what we had this time last week. And we'll keep these wind chills on the cooler side as we head throughout the afternoon. North winds will keep moving in as well. So a bit of a chilly start to our work week, but we have a nice warm up on the way. Not to mention the weather is going to be a lot more quiet this week. We only have a couple of low end rain chances going throughout this week. Going throughout the rest of today, we'll be in the upper 30s, and that's basically where we're going to stay during even the late hours of the afternoon because of that cold front that just moved through.
Here at the Live Desk, we are tracking flight cancellations and delays for you. Just in the past few days, we have seen nearly 8,000 flights canceled. Today alone, 1,700 flights canceled by 11 a.m. So here is a live look out at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago. And coming from Oklahoma City to Chicago, we've already started to see some delays. So here's a look at the departures out of Will Rogers World Airport. So you can see delays and cancellations for Denver flights as well as Las Vegas and Chicago flights. So they're saying that still this winter weather is having an impact on incoming and outgoing flights of Oklahoma City. And it's essentially a domino effect because as one flight gets canceled, then passengers are sent to another flight and that one can be delayed as well. So people spending their Christmas in the airport. But since Christmas Eve, nearly 8,000 flights have been canceled in the U.S. We'll keep you updated here at the Live Desk.
And the winter blast is still having an impact on flights. It's essentially a domino effect. We'll be moving on just in a little bit. But moving on, a person is in the hospital but is expected to be okay after a shooting in southwest Oklahoma City last night. Police say it happened around 8 near Southwest 44th and County Line Road. And 3 people are recovering after a stabbing Friday night. Police say the incident happened near the Homeless Alliance Day Center on Northwest 4th and Virginia. Officials say a man and woman were stabbed and taken to the hospital. A third person tried to help and was cut on the hand. Police know who the suspect is, but this is an ongoing investigation. Firefighters are trying to find what caused a deadly house fire yesterday morning in northwest Oklahoma City. It happened at a mobile home park near Meridian and 10th, and officials say 2 people lived inside that home. 1 person died. A dozen of appliances were destroyed after a fire burned inside a garage on Christmas morning. Firefighters were called to the building near South Portland and 13th Street around 11 a.m. And when crews arrived, the garage was filled with fire and smoke. Firefighters were able to keep it from spreading to nearby homes, but the cause of the fire is still under investigation. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol also responded to calls over the holiday weekend. 2 people were killed in a crash in Pot County. It happened on State Highway 9 near Tecumseh Saturday night. Troopers say an SUV driving across the highway did not stop at a stop sign and was hit by a truck. James and Elizabeth Smith were both pronounced dead at the scene, and the driver of the truck was not injured. Troopers are investigating a crash that killed 1 person in Rogers County. They say a truck crashed on State Highway 66 near Catoosa. Connie Porter was ejected from the truck and was pronounced dead at the scene, but it is unclear what led up to this crash. And the Oklahoma City Fire Department sent out this picture on Saturday. Firefighters helped rescue a dog that had fallen into a frozen pond. And looking at what's happening across Oklahoma, Don Hickey Used Cars helped spread Christmas cheer over the weekend. On Saturday, they held their annual toy and bike giveaway. They gave out over 150 bikes and 220 toys to kids. And the Salvation Army is working through the holiday to try and reach their Red Kettle campaign goal. So far, they're only at 71% of their $725,000 goal.
This is the 132nd year that the Red Kettles have been out. It started way back when with a Salvation Army officer that wanted to feed a Christmas dinner to those in need in his community. And so that's why the kettle was at Christmas time. But now the donations that come into a Red Kettle go much beyond the Christmas season and provide support for all of Salvation Army programs throughout the year.
The Red Kettle has also been given 10 gold coins, 2 silver coins, and even a gold tooth this year. And we've got your back with holiday closures. Courts are closed today. Oklahoma City municipal court cases are canceled tomorrow because the district court is closed. Defendants will be notified of a new court date, and the court and the public counter will reopen tomorrow. The Oklahoma County Courthouse and county offices are closed today and tomorrow. Offices will reopen for regular hours this Wednesday. And the Oklahoma streetcar is back on its regular schedule today, running from 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. This Saturday on New Year's Eve, it will be on a reduced schedule, running from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. And this is the last week to participate in River Sports Winter Glow event. You can go skiing, curling, climbing, and even ice skating. They're open from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. today through Thursday. And they'll be open for their last day this Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. And day passes cost $19.99 for adults and $14.99 for kids. And we've got your back with tips on what you can recycle from Christmas festivities. Items that cannot be recycled and should be thrown away are plastic bags, bubble wrap, coated wrapping paper, and tissue paper, and plastic cutlery. Christmas lights should also be thrown out. Now, things you can also recycle include plain holiday cards, cardboard boxes, plain brown or white wrapping paper, glass, and plastic bottles. And you can find a full list on our website. That's okcfox.com. And we've got your back on extra holiday trash pickup in Norman. City of Norman utility customers can put wrapping paper, bags, and boxes by their trash and recycling bins. Solid waste workers will also pick up real Christmas trees on your usual trash day. The city asks that you remove any stands and ornaments. If the tree is over 6 feet, cut it in half and place it at the curb. A teenager is dead after a Friday night shooting at the Mall of America in Minnesota. Police say there was a fight between two groups when someone pulled a gun and fired multiple shots. The whole situation lasted about 30 seconds.
We have an incident where if someone decides that they want to pull out a gun and shoot somebody with a complete lack of disrespect for human life, I still don't know what we can do to stop that. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I can't even think of another word. This is just flat out stupid.
Another person was grazed in the shooting. Police are telling those involved to turn themselves in before they're caught. The mall was back open on Christmas Eve. And 4 people are dead in a massive pileup on the Ohio Turnpike. At least 46 vehicles crashed in whiteout conditions Friday night. The Ohio State Highway Patrol say visibility was low and roads were slick from the blizzard. 18 people are dead after a Thai Navy ship sank. It sank in severe weather last Monday, leaving dozens of its crew missing in the stormy seas in the Gulf of Thailand. 11 Navy officers remain missing. Of the 105 on board, 76 have been rescued. JetBlue Airways is investigating a fire on board one of its aircrafts that forced the evacuation of nearly 200 passengers. This happened Saturday night. The plane was evacuated at New York's John F. Kennedy Airport due to reports of a customer's malfunctioning electronic device. And a Los Angeles jury found rapper and singer Tory Lanez guilty of the 2020 shooting of fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion. Lanez had pleaded not guilty to 3 charges, and the jury convicted him on all counts on Friday. Megan accused Lanez of shooting her in the foot following an argument. And the humanitarian crisis at the southern border is being compounded by the historic winter storm. Many migrants in El Paso, Texas are unsheltered in the freezing temperatures. The city's mayor says they are doing everything possible to keep them safe.
We also opened a the convention center to get everyone off the street. We've had buses out on the street, and one of the things we've had where people didn't want to come out the street; they wanted to stay on the street, and we had the bishop, as a matter of fact, went in to talk to them because they're afraid of getting deported.
And Mayor Oscar Leeser says the city parked 2 buses and kept them running so that skeptical migrants would get inside from the cold.
Now your Fox 25 Storm Watch forecast from the Muppin Roofing Weather Center.
Off to a bit of a chilly start this morning, but thankfully our temperatures overall this week are looking to be way above average, the exact opposite of what we had last week. Looks pretty good out there. We got lots of sunshine across the area now. We've had a few clouds out there this morning just because of a small cold front that moved through, but that cold front's going to be out of the state within the next hour or so. Got those winds moving in from the north. Wind chills are in the 30s and even low 40s right now, so a little bit chilly out there. Temperatures not going to be warming up a whole lot as we head throughout today because of that cold front. We'll make it into the upper 30s to low 40s as you go throughout the afternoon, dipping down into the 20s once we get past sunset. Tomorrow we'll be in the 40s again, but that's going to be our last day below average for a while as we get to enjoy the 60s on Wednesday and even Thursday.
3 buses loaded with migrants arrived in D.C. late Christmas Eve. We're breaking down the White House's response and how officials made sure folks stayed warm. That's next.
I'm feeling the good vibes, good vibes. So feeling the good times, good times. It's been a while.
Breaking news here at the live desk. Kayakers in Maryland saw a plane crash and then rescued the pilot that was inside. Here's a look out in Maryland right now. Here's a photo that was posted by the county sheriff's fire department, in Anne Arundel County of Maryland. So you can tell it's icy waters in this creek, and according to the fire department there, they say that everyone has been accounted for, and they thanked the several kayakers who hopped in this icy water to save that person. They've since been to the hospital with minor injuries, are expected to be okay, but police are now on the scene. They're going to start talking to our partner station out there in Maryland to try to understand exactly what happened. And according to our station there in Maryland, they say that this is the second small plane crash in that area just in the past month alone. We'll keep you updated here at the live desk.
Thanks, Jameson. 3 buses loaded with migrants from Texas arrived in D.C. late Christmas Eve, and they were dropped off outside the home of Vice President Kamala Harris. Officials had blankets ready and moved them to local churches. Texas authorities did not immediately confirm their involvement in the latest drop-off. A White House spokesperson called the bus drop-offs cruel, issuing this statement saying, quote, "As we have repeatedly said, we are willing to work with anyone, Republican or Democrat alike, on real solutions. But these political games accomplish nothing and only put lives in danger." El Paso officials declared a state of emergency as it struggles to provide shelter for thousands of people on the streets in freezing temperatures. The federal government has given El Paso an additional $4 million to help provide care to migrants. A judge throws out Republican Carrie Lake's challenge of her loss in the Arizona governor's race. Lake claimed there were problems with ballot printers at some polling locations, but the court did not find clear and convincing evidence of this claim. Lake says she will appeal. A special grand jury investigating whether former President Donald Trump and his allies illegally tried to overturn his election loss in Georgia appears to be wrapping up. They're expected to produce a final report with recommendations on further action before dissolving. When students return to West Point for the spring semester, they will no longer see Confederate monuments and images on campus. Workers will remove the items during the holiday break, including a portrait of Robert E. Lee in a Confederate uniform. Jackson, Mississippi issued a boil water alert yesterday because of low water pressure. Authorities say the cold snap has swept through the city, likely caused several water mains to snap. The city is still encouraging people to boil their water even if the water pressure returns. And 20 women who were incarcerated in Philadelphia were able to spend the holidays at home. And it's all thanks to a gift from rapper Meek Mill, who paid their bail.
And I'm from a community where I see mothers and fathers leave their kids all the time in the house because they may have smoked marijuana or got addicted to a Percocet or went to cross the Philadelphia-New Jersey state line to take their children to football practice. So I would say probation and parole, taking a look at that is a real thing.
And each woman also received a gift card to purchase groceries or gifts for the holidays. Pope Francis led Christmas Eve service at the Vatican. About 7,000 people attended Mass at the St. Peter's Basilica, the Pope condemning war, poverty, and greed for wealth and power.
There's no evil, there's no sin from which Jesus does not want or can save you. God does not want appearances but concreteness. May we not let this Christmas pass by without doing something good.
Francis telling the faithful not to be overcome by fear or discouragement and to remember the true riches in life come from relationships. People in Ukraine's capital cheered as the city's Christmas tree was lit yesterday. Ukrainian soldiers were also able to find time to celebrate Christmas. These pictures show troops enjoying a Christmas feast together. In some areas, the meal was shared by candlelight as parts of the country is without power.
Off to a bit of a chilly start this morning. We've got a cold front that's been tracking through our area this morning. Now it's about to be over the southern portions of the state where those clouds are. And once we get into the afternoon, that cold front will be out, but we are going to keep with the chilly conditions as we head throughout today. But it does look nice outside. We got lots of sunshine across the metro right now. Things are moving smoothly at the Amarillo Junction at the moment. Things will be pretty good as we go throughout the afternoon. We got those north winds moving through, so temperatures will stay below average, but still not going to feel that bad outside as we head throughout this afternoon. Wind chills right now are in the 20s for some of our northern counties, but in and around the metro, we're feeling pretty good right now with those wind chills in the upper 30s to even low 40s. Going throughout this afternoon, temperatures not going to be changing a whole lot because of that cold front. We'll be in the upper 30s to maybe low 40s in a couple of spots, with temperatures getting down into the upper 20s to low 30s not too long after the sun sets. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, going to be a pretty cold start. Most of us will be in the teens and 20s as we start your Tuesday, but thankfully, as we head throughout the day tomorrow, that's going to be our last time being below average for a while. We'll be in the upper 40s tomorrow, but then look at this. Midweek, we get to enjoy the 60s on Wednesday and Thursday, and then another small cold front will move in by the end of the week, but that's not going to be cooling us down a whole lot. We only cool into the mid to upper 50s as we go into the final weekend of 2022. So temperatures overall looking to stay above average for a while, the exact opposite of what we've had this past week with that polar vortex. Now, Thursday is going to be the warmer of the 2 days. I think we'll be in the mid 60s in quite a few spots across our area on Thursday, maybe even the upper 60s in some spots down to the south. And then as we head into the weekend, the small upper level low is going to be moving by the state. This will bring just a couple of spotty showers to our area, but otherwise we're really not going to see much of any impact from this disturbance. And overall, the weather is going to be a lot more quiet as we go throughout the rest of this week. So again, 40s today and tomorrow. As we head into midweek, that's where the 60s will be moving in with those breezy south winds, briefly cooling down into the mid to upper 50s, but we could possibly be in the low 60s again as we enter the new year.
Oil playing a huge role in our everyday lives. We're taking a look at developing debates over oil drilling. And here's a live look at downtown Oklahoma City. Finally warmer out. Definitely awesome to see. And this year brought heightened debates on the topic of oil drilling and the real impact oil in general can have on our everyday lives. National correspondent Christine Frizzell brings us a closer look.
More than 90% of America's roads are paved with asphalt, according to the Federal Highway Administration, a product most people don't realize comes from the bottom of the barrel of oil.
No more drilling. There is no more drilling.
How do we make sure that we're putting an end to toxic fracking, to deep water drilling?
With calls to end oil drilling, there are questions about how, for example, the bipartisan infrastructure law will be able to meet its goals of building and repairing new roads and bridges if the future is one with less and less oil.
Where will we get the stuff to pave our roads? Because only 6% of roads are paved with concrete or something besides asphalt. And so if we're going to get serious about this, then let's get serious about this.
Jacob Borden from Trine University wrote the op-ed, "You can't build roads without oil," barrels of which use about 70% to make fuel. The other 30%, he says, are used for everything from makeup and shampoo to plastic wire coverings for electrical work.
Just the 30% that is unburned is the equivalent of 2,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools every day.
That reality featured in this TV commercial.
Life will be very different because oil and gas are part of just about everything you touch. From the stuff in your hair to the stuff you wear. And so much more.
Still, scientists are largely in agreement that continued reliance on oil, especially from adversarial countries like Russia, is not good for our country and could have devastating effects on the planet.
It's one reason why California this year passed a law that by 2035, 100% of new cars sold must be zero-emission vehicles. With other states expected to follow, there's new warning. The time is now to talk about the more widespread impact of trimming oil and what else it may leave us without. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
Gas prices are holding steady after Christmas weekend. The average cost for a gallon of gas was still $3.10. That's according to AAA. That's 4 cents lower than the national average was last Monday. And according to AAA, Oklahoma's average is $2.67. And as the state continues their fight against the opioid epidemic, we're looking at some local help that could make the battle easier.
This is the Fox 25 News at 11.
Welcome back to Fox 25 News at 11. We're glad you're staying with us. I'm David Chasanov.
Yeah, we're seeing some pretty good weather out there right now, especially when you compare it with what we've had these past couple of days. Still a little bit on the cool side, but looks pretty good and feels pretty good out there as well. We got some quiet conditions across the area right now. We've had a small cold front track through. That's about to be out of the state, and that's why temperatures overall going to stay below average as we head throughout today and even tomorrow as well. We got winds moving in from the north right now. Wind chills are in the 30s and 40s. Northern counties have wind chills in the 20s right now, but in and around the metro, wind chills only in the upper 30s, so it doesn't feel too bad out there right now. So we got a bit of a chilly start to the week. Temperatures below average, but that's going to be changing once we get to the middle of the week. We'll get to enjoy some much warmer weather for the final week of 2022. And then we got some low end rain chances we'll be talking about as well. But going throughout the rest of today, because of that cold front having moved through, temperatures not going to be changing a whole lot. We'll be in the upper 30s to low 40s as we head throughout the afternoon.
Breaking news here at the live desk. During a cold snap, the city of Jackson, Mississippi is without water. They are told to boil all of the water that they use, according to the city. And this is the second time that the city has been on a boil notice in just the past few months. In the fall, there were water pressure issues. They had brown water spewing from faucets and in toilets. And residents have been warning about this issue for years. But the city says because of the freeze, there's likely those pressure issues due to line breaks. So something that is going to take them a while to deal with as they're also dealing with those freezing temperatures. We'll keep you updated here at the live desk.
Thank you, Jameson. Looking at what's happening across Oklahoma, it's been just over 98 years since 36 people died in the Kiowa County fire. On December 24th, 1924, 36 men, women, and children attended a Christmas program at Babb Switch School. The one-room schoolhouse caught fire when candles ignited a Christmas tree. Everyone rushed to escape, but the door only opened inward, making it difficult to get out. Tulsa police are asking for help identifying these people who went too far with a prank. Police say they were dressed in Christmas attire at a Jack in the Box and Dunkin' Donuts. Officers say the group was disruptive, vulgar, and made lewd statements in front of kids. Police believe they were filming the incident for social media, and anyone who can help identify these people are asked to call Tulsa Crime Stoppers. Will Rogers World Airport wants to make sure you're traveling safely. According to TSA, more than 3,000 guns were found in carry-on bags in 1 year. The airport says when in doubt, leave your gun at home. and your child may be experiencing a cold or the flu, especially during these cold temperatures. But giving them the wrong medicine or too much can make a small problem even bigger. The American Academy of Pediatrics is against giving any over-the-counter cough or cold medicine to children under the age of 4. And to make sure you don't give your child the wrong dose of medication, you can call the Oklahoma Poison Center.
So parents can always call us and we can provide them information. Number one, if the medication is even indicated for their child. And then number two, if it is indicated, of course, provide them with the correct dose.
The Poison Center has pharmacists and nurses available 24/7. A tradition of giving continued this year for stroke patients at the Integris Health Baptist Medical Center. April Yaholar has been sharing presence and compassion with those in the hospital on Christmas for years. She started Operation Angel Wings in memory of her mother.
So my mom was treated at an Integris hospital. They've always been very easy to work with. They've always welcomed us with open arms. They take us around room to room. They introduce us to the nurses that have always been very helpful to us.
X2 United Methodist Church in Edmond also helps out each year, putting together gift bags for folks. Hundreds gathered for the annual Red Andrews Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve. Around 7,000 Oklahomans were gifted with Christmas groceries, coats, and toys, and the dinner has been a tradition since 1947, where Oklahomans come together for a community meal and gifts. But this year, it was a drive-through experience because of COVID.
We have seen people that were clients that are now volunteers. We also see volunteers that should be our clients. And so they feel like they're paying it forward. They feel like it's really important to give it back.
And if you would like more information on the Red Andrews Christmas dinner or would like to get involved for next year's event, we will have a link on our website. That's okcfox.com. Santa Claus made a stop at the Oklahoma City Museum, squeezing in one more visit downtown. The museum relaunched their drop-in art where kids can do art activities.
We were looking at different ways to engage the community. The pandemic was hard. We had to, unfortunately, let some of our programs kind of stop for a while because people just weren't comfortable coming indoors and being in crowded spaces. So we were just looking for ideas to encourage the community to come back in through our doors.
They also showed the original movie Miracle on 34th Street. The state of Oklahoma invests millions into fighting opioid addiction every year. Tracking the impact of the investment is difficult, though. Fox 25's Jamison Kiefover finds how teaming up with a community partner may make it easier. Jamison.
Well, tracking prevention efforts and ensuring Oklahomans know about these services are some of the barriers the state's partners are trying to break. Now, the internet is proving to be one of the best tools, but getting opioid overdose reversal drugs directly to Oklahomans still seems like a grassroots effort.
Drew Cook spends his days making deliveries, working out of the trunk of his car, spending money and miles to give back to the community he once belonged to. Cook's group, Shred the Stigma, formed this summer. They deliver harm reduction drug kits throughout Oklahoma City, providing tools to keep drug users safe.
We are operating on duct tape and pocket lint, like we are on a shoestring budget, but we're pulling it off.
To keep the effort going, Cook reached out to the Oklahoma State Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services for help.
Without ODMH's help, we would not be able to distribute as many doses of Narcan.
The State Department already spends more than $1 million on Narcan annually. Now, the partnership can reach more people in need.
The vast majority of the funds that are directed towards overdose prevention go straight into naloxone provision and buying kits and sending them to folks.
Naloxone, commonly known as its brand name Narcan, can save someone from an opioid overdose with just a spray up the nose. Paramedics, officers, and doctors have used Narcan for years. Tracking its effectiveness, though, is a new idea.
Non-fatal overdose had not been a reportable condition until a few years ago. And so, yeah, we were shocked too.
Oklahoma hospitals started tracking non-fatal overdoses during the pandemic. It's mandatory. But the pandemic slowed the rollout while hospitals were overwhelmed with patients. And nearly 3 years later, the protocol still isn't fully in place. One thing that is tracked by the state how many people are ordering it.
Any Oklahoman can order naloxone for free right from their computer.
You just type in okimready.org and click on prevention. From there, you'll click on order naloxone kits and fill out your information in a survey. Shred the Stigma also uses surveys to track non-fatal overdoses. Cook says since July, their kits have saved 161 lives.
There's a little bit of a barrier when it comes to filling out our survey. It's something we're working to try to get around, but absolutely we have had way more than just the 161. But I got 161 I can stand on today and say we did that.
A new online tracker is providing the state even more data. The National Emergency Medical Services Information System, or NEMSIS, compiles ambulance and first responder data on non-fatal overdoses, and if the use of Narcan is increasing. In Oklahoma, it is.
Every year we have growth in this distribution system. It's because of awareness. It's because of the work that we've been doing around reducing stigma around it.
Oklahoma has distributed 30,000 kits this year. With the help of Cook's Group, they're saving lives.
Well, the FDA is considering offering Narcan over the counter at pharmacies. That would make it even more accessible to Oklahomans, but it could cause the cost of it to go up. But that wouldn't stop groups like Cook's from distributing it. Back to you.
Thanks, Jameson. The Oklahoma City Museum of Art is hosting another holiday event this Saturday. New Year's Eve will be at the museum from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Families can count down till noon. There will also be music, snacks, and art. It's $12 for adults and free for museum members.
Noon, we are going to have a balloon drop. So we're going to count down to noon, and there are going to be balloons that will be dropped from our third floor. It's really for those little tykes who can't make it and stay up until midnight to celebrate New Year's Eve.
It's $12 for adults and free for museum members. The Science Museum Oklahoma hosting their own New Year's Eve party this Saturday. There will be a countdown to noon with bubbles, noisemakers, and a parade. The party starts at 9 a.m. December 31st, and on Sunday, the museum will be open from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. More Parks and Recreation is holding some holiday break camps for kids this week. Art Camp and Science Camp start tomorrow and last through Friday at the Station Recreation Center. Art Camp is for kids ages 6 to 9 and costs $80. Science Camp is for ages 6 through 12 for $105. You can register at the cityofmore.com. The Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the San Antonio Spurs tomorrow at the Paycom Center. The Thunder broke a winning streak after losing against the New Orleans Pelicans on Friday. The Spurs are also looking for a win after losing against the Orlando Magic. That game starts at 7 tomorrow night. Coming up, experts are worried about a potential new COVID variant. We'll tell you why. It could all depend on one country. Here's a live look at downtown Oklahoma City. You can see the Paycom Center right there. Can't wait for the Thunder to be back in town tomorrow night. Well, Twitter has re-implemented its suicide prevention hotline feature just days after CEO Elon Musk ordered to take it off the platform. The feature places a banner on certain search results and lists contacts for several support organizations. The IRS delays a new reporting rule on income made through third-party payment sources. The federal tax agency says it will hold off for a year on requiring people who made $600 or more on apps like Venmo. The intent is to crack down on taxes being evaded. Airline cancellations are starting to ease as the weather improves across the country, but disruptions will linger. More than 12,000 flights from Wednesday to Saturday were canceled. And for reference, that's about 14% of the schedule. Over 10,000 were delayed over Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. 2023 is shaping up to be a big year for travel, especially overseas. Travel experts say the Asia-Pacific region is set of the biggest bounce back, especially Japan. A recent survey found 31% of Americans are more interested in international flights than domestic. And taking a look at your health this morning, health experts are worried the COVID-19 surge in China could unleash a new variant on the globe. China has kept its massive population under strict protocols for the last 2 years, which means there's limited immunity now that those orders are being lifted. China's vaccines also rely on older technology, not the mRNA vaccines which produce more antibodies. And China's top health authority will stop releasing daily COVID cases, rather. China's National Health Commission released a statement yesterday saying outbreak information will instead be published by the CDC for reference and research purposes. The decision to delegate its case counts comes as China experiences an unprecedented COVID wave. The FDA is making changes to the packaging of Plan B to help clarify that it is not an abortion pill. The scrutiny comes as states move to block abortions, including pill options. Plan B's manufacturers completed a scientific review showing the pill delays or prevents the release of an egg. And flu hospitalizations are down for a second straight week, but still remain high. There were about 21,000 new hospitalizations for the week ending December 17th. That's down from the high of 26,000 the week after Thanksgiving.
Off to a bit of a chilly start this morning, but overall things aren't going to be too bad as you go throughout the afternoon, especially when you compare it with the polar vortex that we just had a couple of days ago. Small cold front has been tracking through our area this morning, and that's why temperatures afternoon. But it does look nice out there. We got lots of sunshine across the metro right now, and we'll keep that sunshine as we go into this afternoon. Wind chills right now are in the 20s over some of our northern counties, but in and around the metro, we got those wind chills in the upper 30s, low 40s with those wind chills over the southern portion of our viewing area. Temperatures not going to be changing a whole lot as we head into the afternoon because of the cold front that moved through. We'll stay in the upper 30s to low 40s in most spots, dipping down to around freezing once we get past sunset. And unfortunately, we are looking to see a pretty cold night tonight heading into Tuesday morning. We'll have morning lows in the teens and 20s as we start your Tuesday, but thankfully we'll be above average after we get through tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures will soar into the 60s for the middle of this week. Got another small cold front that'll track through by the end of the week, but that's only going to cool us down into the mid to upper 50s as we head into this weekend. So overall, we get to enjoy those temperatures above average for the next several days, and a great way to start 2023. Thursday, this is going to be our warmest day. Mid 60s as we head throughout the afternoon. Some of our southern counties could be in the upper 60s during Thursday afternoon. And then our next weather maker, if you even want to call it that, is going to be moving in as we head into the weekend. And it's really not going to be doing a whole lot other than bringing a few spotty showers into our area on Saturday. So overall, things are looking to be pretty quiet as we head into this weekend and really for the rest of the week as well. The exact opposite of what we have the past couple of weeks. We had more active weather, colder weather. Things are really going to warm up a lot more as you head throughout this week. Both today and tomorrow will be in the 40s, and then we get to enjoy the 60s Wednesday and Thursday before dropping back into the 50s for the final days of 2022.
Thank you, Elliot, and make sure you sign up for our newsletter. You can read the top local news stories affecting your area, along with national headlines, all delivered right to your inbox. Just go to our app or website and click on this Stay Connected button. And here's what's coming up tonight on Fox 25. At 7 and 8, it's 911. And then get on your day's news on the Fox 25 News at 9 with Dan Snyder and Wendy Suarez. Oh boy, what a deal. Save money and improve your life. Christian Vera is here with another innovative idea in today's America Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
I'm always trying to up my holiday game and buy gifts that are outside the box. Now, we all know about the classic matching Christmas pajamas, but I have a creative twist for you. What about matching cozy socks? Imagine how cute your pictures will be. This is the Cozy Couple gift set from Poodoo's, and these socks are not only comfortable, warm, and soft, they are affordable because they come with 2 sets in a box, making them a great holiday gift for everyone on your list, and super cute. I mean, come on. The Poodoo socks are lined with faux fur Sherpa and have anti-slip grippers, so you're not slipping and sliding around on whatever flooring you have in your home. Or if you're like me and you run on cold and your feet are always cold all the time, these have got your back. I mean, your feet. I also love that they come in a bunch of fun patterns so everyone can have a pair that they like. Plus, they're a one size fits all, so you don't have to guess the sizes of your loved ones when you're doing your shopping. Right now, we're offering an exclusive 30% off the Poodles Cozy Couple gift set. Head to asadeals.com and share the gift of warmth this holiday season. You have a twin, a bestie, get them matching socks, and you'll be so cool this season.
Breaking news here at the live desk. 25 people killed in a winter storm in New York, and now the governor is there in Buffalo where they have had several deaths. You can see here that they are speaking with the governor as well as local officials, and according to officials there, they say 25 people have died in that county where Buffalo is, and that brings the nationwide death toll to 47. A driving ban is still in place in Buffalo, and they say that hundreds of National Guard troops have deployed to that area to help with rescue efforts, and state police have already been involved in over 500 rescues by yesterday, and that includes delivering a baby. So now the governor will stay in that area for the next few days trying to help people and get them safe. We'll keep you updated here at the live desk.
An absolute tragedy. Thank you, Jameson. About 70 million Americans will see a boost in their Social Security checks starting as soon as this Friday. Average payouts will increase by more than $140 per month, plus an added benefit for recipients is that Medicare premiums are going down, while Social Security benefits go up. And TikTok is looking into security measures to gain approval from the U.S. while keeping its ownership under ByteDance. The social media company has announced a deal with Oracle to store American users' data. TikTok is also offering to form a proxy board that would run the app's United States Data Security Division. And sales of new homes are up across much of the country. The sales of new single-family homes increased 5.8% in November. The increase in sales comes as mortgage rates are falling and builders are adding incentives to get more work. And Avatar: The Way of Water is nearing $900 million at the global box office after its second week in theaters. The movie earned about $56 million in the U.S. in its second weekend. The Way of Water is currently the 5th highest grossing movie of the year. Quite the movie. I saw it yesterday. The amount of giving at toy drives this year is down due to inflation. Donations are lower this year, according to officials at the National Council of Nonprofits. The number of donations went up on Giving Tuesday in November, but the average donation amount went down. And this will forever be a memorable Christmas for a family from Buffalo, New York. They were among dozens of people who became stranded when a blizzard hit the city on Friday. Members of the Buffalo Airport firefighters came to their rescue. The firefighters quickly improvised and wrapped up some presents for the family to enjoy.
All right, going to stay pretty chilly as you head throughout the rest of today and tomorrow as well. We just had that cold front track through the state. We got wind chills in the 20s over some of our northern counties. In and around the metro, it feels like we're in the upper 30s right now. Even over our southern counties, doesn't feel too bad out there with those wind chills in the low to mid 40s at the moment. Going throughout this afternoon, temperatures will stay in the upper 30s to low 40s. We're not going to see those temperatures change a whole lot because of that cold front that just moved through. We'll dip down to around freezing once we get past sunset this evening. And then as we head to tomorrow morning, going to be a pretty cold start. We'll have the teens and 20s as we start your Tuesday, but Tuesday is going to be the last day below average for a while because once we get to the middle of the week, especially on Thursday, we'll get to enjoy temperatures way above average. We'll be in the mid to possibly upper 60s in quite a few spots on your Thursday. And then another small cold front will track through for the end of the week, but that's not going to be cooling us down that much, only into the mid to upper 50s as we get ready to enter the new year. Maybe another spotty shower or two as we head into your Saturday as well. But overall, a much warmer and much more quiet week weather-wise.
Man, 60 degrees on New Year's Day. That sounds good to me.
Oh, I know. Great way to enter the enter the new year, especially after that polar vortex we had. And then the week before last week, we had that tornado in Wayne. You know, so it's been a very active end to 2022. So I think it'll be smooth sailing going into 2023. So some very good news there.
So weird, though, seeing complaining.
Last year. It happened last year, December. I remember wearing like a sundress. And
Yeah.
it was like,
Oh, wow.
Right.
Mother Nature, she's interesting for sure.
Honestly. Well, hey, the world's largest gingerbread village can now be seen in New York City. The village features more than 750 houses with details like jelly bean roof titles and candy cane decor. It takes more than 4,000 pounds of icing to hold everything together. The creator of the gingerbread village has been building it for 25 years and adds to it every year. It will be on display for visitors until January 15th. After that, some very lucky fans will get to take pieces with them.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a piece of history right there. And I can't imagine how much this guy spent on icing.
I know,
Like,
4,000 pounds.
Did he just have like big buckets of them mailed to his house? Like,
No,
here,
that's
I'll
a
take
lot
these.
of flour. He's making that himself, I'm
think so?
sure.
Yeah,
If
he
he's
might.
that committed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All this talk about icing is making me hungry.
Yeah,
I
I
know what I'm
know.
going to be doing
You
after the
wanna eat
show.
that, though.
Yeah, true.
It's like
true.
as old as you are.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, there were no jackpot winners in Friday night's Mega Millions lottery drawing. Now the jackpot is up to an estimated $565 million. That would be nice to win that. The cash option for all 5 numbers plus the Mega Ball is $293 million. The next drawing is tomorrow night. Man, what would you guys do if you won?
Oh, man.
So much. So much. Travel, family,
Yeah.
get it set up.
I would like rescue every dog in the world that needed rescuing and have like a giant property, just
Oh,
me and my
man.
dogs. That's my dream.
America's hero, everyone.
Oh,
America's
no.
hero. You wouldn't see me here, that's for sure. No, you'd probably see me. I love working here, so you know. Well, hey, thanks for joining us for the Fox 25 News at 11. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.